YouTuber's death can leave behind a legacy of inspiration and a haunting reminder of the dangers of fame. From Reckful to Christina Grimmie, who was tragically murdered by a fan, we're gonna talk about the legacy that these 8 YouTubers left behind, starting with Reckful. He was a Twitch streamer with over 900,000 followers, and was considered a genuine and talented figure who dominated the World of Warcraft scene before becoming a variety streamer. Despite his entertaining streams and candid personality, they revealed glimpses of his internal struggles.
My life outlook is kind of pitiful. I mean, I don't really enjoy being alive. Most days.
Even reaching a point where his fans begged him to book a session with a psychiatrist.
What do you mean by depression? Let's start there.
I've dealt with depression my whole life. Well, I've been diagnosed with bipolar type 2.
Thank you for doing this. Reckful being so public about his life and feelings is such a blessing in disguise. However, as his mental health challenges became more and more apparent, fans grew increasingly concerned about his well-being.
Maybe the trick is that I need to die to get to the next part. There's another game. Should I risk it and find out?
Which was followed by Reckful posting his final tweet in July 2020, reading, "Please just know in these situations, the insane person does not feel in control of their actions." Just hours later, it was confirmed that Byron Reckful Bernstein had taken his own life at 31. Didn't know I could cry over someone I've never met in real life. There was just something so pure about Byron, and man, I miss him. In World of Warcraft, thousands of players gathered in game to hold virtual memorials.
That is so fucking beautiful, man.
With even the game paying tribute to him by creating an NPC named Reckful. This left behind a complex legacy where he is remembered not only for his gaming prowess, but as a symbol of the often hidden mental health struggles within streaming culture. But the same can't be said for Christina Grimmie, whose life was cut short by a senseless act of violence. She was a talented singer who built a devoted following of over 3 million subscribers and was known for her beautiful song covers, where her warm personality and incredible talent made her rise from YouTube cover artist to a competitor on The Voice. However, no one could have predicted the tragic way her promising career would end, because on June 10th, 2016, after performing a concert in Orlando, Christina was meeting with fans when an obsessed man named Kevin James Leibel approached her.
3 gunshots went off.
Pop, 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 pop.
I was traumatized. I didn't know what was going on.
I was in shock. I didn't know what to do.
A man in the crowd shot the singer at point-blank range.
Before the killer offed himself. At just 22 years old, Christina's life was cut tragically short in what could have been a moment of connection with her supporters. Hashtags like "Rest in Peace Christina" flooded social media, with one heartbreaking comment on her video reading, "She was a great singer, took from us way too soon. It's so hard being a fan of Christina, knowing that she won't be there anymore. I pray the family can move on in her name." Christina Grimmie will always be remembered for her remarkable talent and kindness, just like the next person on her list, who inspired many with his interesting science experiments. Grant Thompson, the founder of the YouTube channel The King of Random, was a DIY and science experiment creator with over 11 million subscribers, and was known for turning everyday objects into fascinating projects. However, on July 29, 2019, Grant Thompson went paramotoring, which is a recreational activity combining paragliding with a motor-powered backpack.
You get bored? Ride the one wheel,
However, when he failed to return from his evening flight in Washington County, Utah, his family reported him missing, leading to authorities launching an extensive search and rescue operation using the last known GPS coordinates on his phone. Tragically, search teams discovered his lifeless body, along with damaged paramotor equipment, near Hurricane, Utah.
According to the researchers, it appears that the updraft suddenly changed, causing Grant to rapidly lose altitude. Just a few seconds later, Grant crashes.
Fans were devastated, with one writing, "I literally grew up watching him. He's the main reason why I want to become an engineer." His team made the hard decision to continue his channel.
This channel is part of Grant's legacy. He would have wanted, and we know that his wife wants us to continue, so that is the plan going forward.
And while Grant Thompson will always be remembered for making science accessible and exciting, the next person left behind a legacy of heartwarming animal connections. Tyler Powell from Time Among Animals was an animal caretaker who grew his channel to 2.4 million subscribers, with his short, joyful videos showcasing his interactions with animals at a safari park.
The bears,
are finally awake.
Fans loved his ability to form connections with potentially dangerous wildlife. However, his devotion to animal care would ultimately lead to tragedy. On April 30th, 2024, while working in a giraffe enclosure at Tennessee Safari Park, Tyler was performing routine maintenance on a ladder when a giraffe unexpectedly moved towards him. However, the animal accidentally knocked him off his ladder, causing Tyler to fall from a significant height and sustain critical injuries to his head and spine. He was immediately rushed to the nearest hospital, where doctors put him into a medically induced coma to reduce brain swelling. But despite the medical team's best efforts, Tyler Powell passed away on May 4th, 2024 at the young age of 27, leaving behind a young son and a community in shock. It was one of the worst losses ever. Why do men like Tyler have to be the ones that pass away and leave us? May he rest in peace. While Ty left a legacy as a dedicated, joyful animal caregiver, Lashi 55,000 had an equally impactful legacy. He was known for his remarkable ability to speak 50 languages fluently. Often surprising strangers by speaking their native languages, creating moments of wholesome interactions.
Oh, I'm proud of you. You just made my day.
Better yet was when he spoke to a couple of waitresses at his restaurant. However, his linguistic journey would be cut unexpectedly short. On March 4th, 2021, just days before his 40th birthday, Lashi was rushed to a hospital in Phoenix, Arizona after experiencing severe chest pains while visiting the area. Despite getting medical attention, doctors were unable to save him, and he passed away due to heart complications that had gone previously undiagnosed. His death came as a complete shock to fans who had no clue of his serious health issues, especially when he posted this on his Facebook 2 days before his death.
The last thing he posted on his Facebook was just about learning Sinhala.
The language learning community mourned deeply, with a Reddit post talking about how he inspired me to not only get into language learning, but he inspired me to think about different people and cultures with more of an open mind. While another on YouTube commented that he was an absolute icon in the polyglot community and just a joy and a kind man in person. And while Lashi will always be remembered as a polyglot who built a huge audience with his wholesome interactions, Ed Gould from Ed's World did the same through his animated videos. He was a British animator behind Ed's World, which was a hit YouTube series known for its quirky humor and iconic characters that helped him gain over 500,000 subscribers. His animations were so iconic that it aired on the BBC. However, behind the colorful animations and humor, Ed was fighting a personal battle that his fans would come to know all too well. In 2006, at just 17 years old, Ed was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, a devastating diagnosis that would have crushed many people's spirits. And although he continued content creating through his cancer treatments, by 2011, after several years of treatment and remission, Ed made a heartbreaking announcement that his leukemia had returned, requiring more aggressive chemotherapy. However, Ed sadly lost the battle on March 25, 2012 at just 23 years old, with his friends delivering the devastating news to the community through a tragic blog post.
Ed was taken into hospital with a fever, but he was very weak from the fight and his body just gave up.
Despite Ed passing away, he is in our hearts as we will always remember him. And while Ed's story touched the animation community, Ziz became a legend in an entirely different world. He was an Australian bodybuilder and YouTuber who transformed from a skinny teenager into a fitness icon in the early 2010s, amassing over 100,000 followers across social media. From his humble beginnings as a self-described skinny kid, his transformation into a shredded, confident icon inspired thousands of young men to start their own fitness journeys. However, the lifestyle Ziz promoted would ultimately lead to a tragedy. In August 2011, Ziz traveled to Thailand for a vacation, regularly posting updates from Bangkok about partying and training at local gyms. However, while relaxing in a sauna, Ziz suffered a sudden cardiac arrest and collapsed. Despite emergency medical attention, he was pronounced dead at just 22 years of age, with medical reports revealing the following.
Doctors say the 23-year-old had an undiagnosed heart condition but some say a growing obsession with body image is dangerous.
The fitness community was left in shock, with one commenter writing, "Ziz inspired a generation to work out. Please respect this guy." Gym meetups were held in his honor across the globe, and his catchphrases like "You Myron" and "We're all gonna make it, bruh" became legendary within fitness circles. But while Ziz will always be remembered for his huge impact in the gym community, Grandpa Kitchen cemented himself as a figure of warmth and generosity. Narayan Reddy from the YouTube channel Grandpa Kitchen was an Indian YouTuber whose channel, launched in 2017, quickly grew to over 9 million subscribers thanks to his heartwarming videos cooking massive meals for orphaned and underprivileged children. He was known for preparing enormous portions of everything, from traditional Indian biryani to Western-style cakes and pizzas. However, in late 2019, fans began to notice Grandpa's absence from some videos, with his sons and nephews taking a more prominent role in the cooking process. Sadly, on October 27, 2019, at the age of 73, Narayana Reddy passed away after an illness that his family had kept private. His family posted a moving tribute video, which left behind a powerful legacy of compassion and service, with his family still continuing the channel, which is still dedicated to cooking massive meals for orphans and those in need, ensuring that Grandpa Kitchen's spirit of loving, caring, and sharing lives on in every meal served. And if you like this video, you'll probably enjoy this one as well, and don't forget to subscribe.